Today I bring you a motherboard from a Commodore Amiga. This motherboard doesn't boot. I suspect there has been some battery leakage into the socket of the CPU. I've tested the pins on the socket and I have swapped this chip, which is the Agnus, and I've also reflowed the solder joints under the CPU socket. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to remove the CPU. There is a tool specialized for this job, but I don't have that tool, so I'm careful with my screwdriver. And then using my desolder pump, you can use a manual pump, but I have an electric one. You just desolder pin by pin. Don't forget to use flux. This should take a while. Just be patient, because if you do this wrong, then you'll damage the traces. Although the traces were already damaged, as you are going to see further in this video. Okay, so we have to remove the socket, and once again, I am using my screwdriver, but I'm being very gentle, really. It snaps out of its socket quite easily, actually. Okay, so I'm doing a visual inspection now, and I suspect there is a broken trace under the network resistor, which is a 10K resistor, if I recall. Um, just I'm just trying to see what's the number on that resistor. And once again, I use the vacuum pump to desolder the resistor, and I take it, pry it out with the tweezers. I do a visual inspection, and then I grab my multimeter and I do a continuity test to see if the traces um, really go to where they should go. So here's a zoom of the problem. As you can see, one leg of the resistor should be connected to the first leg of the Motorola CPU, which unfortunately it's blocked by the Zoho slot. So this one should beep from one pad to the first to the last leg on the network resistor, and it should be from the first leg on the right on the left side of the CPU, which is blocked by the Zoho. But what little I knew that the trace was broken on two sides. Cleaning is very essential for this job, so I use a ultrasonic cleaning. Unfortunately, the board is too big for it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm retracing the board using a little bit of wire, and I soldered wire, replacing the broken pad, the broken trace. Sorry. I redid this again later, as we'll see on the video. Um, this had plastic shielding, and now I'm actually redoing the solders and inserting the socket and the network resistors and so on and so forth. And this should take a while. Okay, so this is my first test, and the computer was acting weird. It was doing more than it did before. I had a black screen. Now it was trying to boot. I found out later that this was an issue with my chipset, with my Agnus chip. It was a socket problem. But here's what I did. Since I didn't find out the problem right away, I just redid the job, and fortunately the computer booted up right away. And here it is, working with my Commodore LCD. And here's a temporary wire I used to connect the first pin to the fourth pin on the right side of the ROM, because this was the original trace that was broken. I hope you like this video.